That's right, Mick. There is no can't. This is Tim. This is New York Giants Trade Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Oh, we got the Giants and Cowboys coming up this week. I cannot wait. Sunday Night Football, primetime game. The dreaded Dallas Cowboys coming into MetLife. I'll be there. I'll be on the field for the flag ceremony as always. That's going to be exciting and fun. Going to be hanging out with the Big L and meeting some other people that are going to be coming in for the game. So I can't wait. But I keep thinking about this game. And we kind of covered this on the live stream a little bit. I was trying to figure out what could be the turning point for both teams. And interestingly enough, I feel the turning point or what could potentially be the strength or the Achilles heel for both teams is going to be the secondary. That's why this video is titled Not Secondary. Because of the fact that if you take a look at this team, either one of these units could either be the hero or the GOAT. And I'm not talking about the Billy Goat. I am talking about the Billy Goat. I'm not talking about the greatest of all time. I'm talking about they could be the Achilles heel. And it's interesting that if you take a look at this and you kind of break it down between the two squads, and it's easy enough to take the Giants first. You know, the Giants are probably on Sunday, or not probably, on Sunday, are probably going to roll out, of course, Banks, out there, along with Adoree Jackson, Jason Pinnock, and Xavier McKinney. You'll probably have, there is talk about Adoree Jackson going into the slot and then having either Darnay Holmes or Cordell Flott. But Cordell Flott currently is questionable as we speak. So I still have the feeling that Adoree Jackson is more going to shadow CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb does play a good portion of his snaps in the slot. So there will be times that you are going to have two rookie corners, potentially such as Trey Hawkins and Banks on the outside. There's probably, we may not get around that. And that's what I kind of find interesting, that you may potentially have two rookies on the outside and Adoree Jackson on the inside. And then we also have to remember that we're going to have Isaiah Simmons, who last year played 46% of his snaps in the slot. So you could have an interesting unit, but you could have a very talented unit out there, but you could also have a unit who could potentially break apart. Because you will be asking a lot on Sunday for Banks and Hawkins to go out there and basically lock down the Dallas Cowboys. And you're going to have to lock down Cooks and Gallup and Lamb. And, I'm not worried about Ferguson yet, the Jake Ferguson, the tight end, because we don't know what we're going to get in there. But you still have these guys that you are going to have to lock down. You got Tony Pollard coming out of the backfield. Now, like I said, if it's me and I'm Wink, I'm taking Adoree Jackson and just shadowing CeeDee Lamb with him. Do it like they used to do in the 80s and the 90s. Just take your best cover corner and just put it on their best wide receiver. But then the problem is you're leaving Cooks and Gallup potentially on islands with either Hawkins or Banks. And it could work out two ways. I mean, it could work out beautifully. This could be a stroke if this is the way it goes, and you're going to use more of Isaiah Simmons as a blitzer, and you have these two guys out there on islands with these guys, with limited over-the-top safety help, it could be a stroke of genius by Wink. They could play. Like I said, I don't know how Banks and Hawkins, I've seen them play in preseason, but I don't know how they're going to play. I don't know how they're going to pan out right now. The same thing with the Darnay Holmes. Darnay Holmes is only on this team because he restructured his contract. But at the point in time, these guys potentially, if they played lights out, could wreak havoc against the Dallas Cowboys, because then you're going to have to rely on Pollard. You get more of an opportunity to frustrate Dak, and you can frustrate Prescott. And if they hold up long enough, so they allow an extra second or so for the blitz of Kayvon Thibodeau, potentially Isaiah Simmons and Dexter Lawrence and Azeez Ojulari to get to the quarterback. I mean, this could be a game plan of the ages. This could be like the Seattle game plan from 3 years ago. But in return, in opposite, if you take Adoree Jackson, put him on CeeDee Lamb, and you let these guys, and you let the two rookies and Flott or even potentially Darnay Holmes go out and cover cover Gallup and Cooks, and then they show some, or make some rookie mistakes. I said it before, it could turn into Pearl Harbor. It could turn into bombs away. And then you will be putting more pressure, not only on your defensive line, but more pressure on the Giants offense, because you're going to have to get into a shootout. And then that's what you kind of got to reverse for a second by looking at the secondary of Dallas. The secondary of Dallas. I got something going on here. What's cooking? What's cooking over here? We got someone texting me. Why are you texting me? Don't text me. I don't want to talk to people right now. But if you take a look at if you go into the Dallas secondary, you got Trayvon Diggs, who is a corner. He is a quality corner. He is a guy that can he is a guy that can shut you down, but he's also a guy that can get burned. And then you have Stephon Gilmore on the other side, 32 years old, consummate professional. But he is a professional. He is a quality corner for this league, in this league. And you got people like Lewis and I can't remember who the other guy is backing him up. But then in the safety rooms, like I said, you got Curse and you got Wilson and Hooker. And I think Wilson is out right now, or he's questionable right now. I actually like Malik Hooker as well. So the question is, you have two quality corners in Gilmore and Diggs going up against potentially Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, Isaiah, and Paris Campbell. Now, the Waller matchup also comes into play because Waller is probably going to need to either draw a linebacker with safety help, or maybe you're going to put a corner on him. And if you're doing that, you're going to open up Paris Campbell or Jalen Hyatt or Darius Slayton or Isaiah. You could have the potential for if they decide to go down and double team Waller. Sorry.
That's what she said.
If they make that decision, there is going to be someone out there on the Giants offense that's going to be on an island. There is the potential for Jalen Hyatt to streak down the middle of the field and, do it like you used to in the Sandlot. You just go long, go straight and go long, young man. Or they can potentially open up the middle of the field for Paris Campbell. Or you also have the burner on the outside in Slayton. And if they're if the Giants wide receivers are able to find the soft spots in the Dallas defense, and the offensive line holds up, and Gilmore shows his age, and Diggs, has one of those, Diggs-like games where he's great for like 8 plays and then he sucks for like 3, the Giants can put up some points. And the Giants can put up some points quickly and in a hurry. But then you have the opposite question. If the secondary for Dallas is that shutdown secondary, if Gilmore and Diggs turn up the heat on the Giants wide receivers and shut them down, and then the focus then becomes shutting down Saquon Barkley and collapsing the running game, and they're not getting the opportunity to get off the ball. And you have to admit, Dallas Cowboys have a good defensive line. And if that defensive line can get past, our interior line with the guards, it could get real ugly real quick. And that's why I think this secondary is going to be pivotal. I can't even talk. Pivotal for each team. Because, like I said, I think it's either going to make this team, one of these teams, or it's going to break their backs. Now, I hope that it's going to, of course, the Giants are going to break their backs. The secondary against, there are skilled players against the Dallas Cowboys secondary. But we don't know. We don't know what it's going to be. But it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think the most pivotal part of this entire game is going to be played by the hands of those in the secondary. And I think that's what we're going to need. I think that's what we're going to need to do. And that's what I think we're going to need to focus. And again, we're going to have a couple more videos coming out this week before the game. We may live stream a little bit from the parking lot. And I just need to tell you one thing. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.